Okay, and we're back. We have a new, it's a little installment from Manifest that we're gonna call it Under Review. We have some wonderful gentlemen in the house with us tonight to help us discuss this new topic. This week we're gonna be covering the Jordan doc, all in full. We have Phillip and Braxton. You guys say what's up?
Yes,
What's
sir.
up?
What's up?
Yes, sir. Happy to be here.
So fellas, how did you feel about the Jordan doc?
I mean, I'll start. I thought the doc was. You know me? Yeah, I thought the doc was lit. Jordan's already my group. So just being able to see like behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, all of those the retirement, his pops dying, you know what I'm saying, the controversies, scandals, etc., whatever. That shit was real lit. You got to see like who Mike Jordan was outside of like the YouTube and a classic hardwood you know what I'm saying, tapes that we get to see occasionally on TV. So man, I felt heavy.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, Brax.
I mean, I agree with what Phil said. I think it was lit as well. I wish there were more episodes, being there ain't no more sports going on for the time being. But other than that, you got to see the backstory of how Jordan operated and like the videos that they showed and while they was in practice and stuff like that.
Okay. I can fuck with that. AJ, what's your
as a consumer of entertainment, I thoroughly enjoyed the document. I'm with Brax. I wish they would have had some more. I wish they would have dug deeper in the Phil story. Because they kind of just like skirted past Phil. Like, oh, this is last year coaching. Skirt. Mike, what's up, bro? Yeah, that's about it.
Facts.
It's very profound.
What y'all said. It was, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Michael Jordan, but I did enjoy seeing, his time with the Chicago Bulls. Even though it was skewed a little bit, a little bit skewed. In Braxton, I don't know Braxton, but it was a little bit skewed. I feel like at times in his favor. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a couple other players on the team kind of did like their legacies took a boot for that. So that's something I didn't really fuck with. Like Scotty, boy out here killing Scotty now, and Scotty.
Hold on, who's killing Scotty? Who killing Scotty? What this killing Scotty for? What he did?
I mean, just like I feel like they show like a lot of the negatives that Scotty. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the negative decisions, you know what I'm saying, like that he made maybe over like that entire span of time. Like what did he get drafted 87? So like over 10 years, they kind of like highlight on like I want to say like about 3 of the decisions or like things that he did that I guess a lot of people don't, you know what I'm saying, kind of blame him for, Like the last game, him getting mad about the shot, headaches.
I mean, I guess you could say the same thing for Mike though. Like they kind of showed Mike in a negative way too, but niggas don't think that because he Mike.
Fed up with all of it. Scotty is fed up with all that, and it's crazy because, like, I mean, yeah, you're looking at while you're in it, you're like, all right, yeah, this ain't bad. But then looking at it from the aspect of other people, and then you having other people critique it, and now dealing with social media, it's like, yeah, I did some tough stuff. But I mean, you can't do nothing about it now. So,
I wish Scotty had a long life, a long hard life.
Long.
Now today,
nigga, amazing teeth.
As far as a lot of the tendencies that you observed in the show, was there anything about Michael that you just didn't know? Or even the Bulls. I mean, it really was a Bulls doc, but really at the end of the day, you know what the focus was.
Mike. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, you hear about how competitive Mike is. Like, you obviously have to be next level to be the best. You know what I'm saying, to win all these championships, these MVPs. To see, kind of like what we were talking about before we started recording. This man was literally going in on niggas like daily practice. Jerry Krause, you know what I'm saying? Short jokes, and to see like my or I'll just with it. I'll just suck it up. You showing up to practice tomorrow? Bet it. Okay, I'll let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like I finished rewatching the episode 8. Man punched Steve face, right? And his only punishment was Phil like, you got to go chill in the locker room for a little bit. And then it was like, all right, cool. I'll see you at practice tomorrow. Like today, people would get suspended, like balls, etc. So, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing like not only was he competitive on the court, the man was legit a psychopath. And it shows.
I think that one example as far as like hitting Kerr or whatever, I feel like it'll only go over different now because of what social media is.
Social media gets the hell out of it.
They probably could have like hid that because it was just in, it was at practice. You know what I'm saying? They could have probably hid that for at least until the end of the season. If might get in a fight with Kerr. But if LeBron fighting Jared Dudley, you gonna know like 10 minutes later.
Exactly. No, I'm thinking I'm thinking of the Miami years. If LeBron would have like knocked out Mario Chalmers.
Right. Yeah. If you would have hit Mario Chalmers like 10 minutes later, everybody knows.
Instant viral.
Definitely.
So like now and then now that makes the league have to actually want, you know what I'm saying? They have to take action because now everybody on Twitter, Instagram, the media, everyone's like, well, dang, LeBron is da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. If you can hide it, you don't got to take action in it. Go cool out for a little bit and then come back.
So you think if there was around during the MJ years, he wouldn't be, crazier as like extra as he was?
No, I feel like he still would have been extra, but there would have been actions.
Oh, I respect.
Yeah.
You think that was you think that there are other incidents that they're not talking about with Michael hitting niggas? I mean, like, Kerr is like, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that part, I was like, bro, it's Kerr. Like, you literally chose, like, exactly what he said in the doc. You chose, like, the littlest, weakest nigga on the team. Like,
that's why that nigga pussy, that nigga pussy.
Bro, you chose it.
You look at it that way, the way how he was riding Scott Burrell.
But he ain't hit him, though.
Bro, I knew he was hitting
I don't think he would did that shit with Horace. Like, Horace.
He's right. You was talking trash to
Horace.
Horace
Want to see him about them hands now, though.
Yeah, Horace they want to see that nigga.
Bro, like, he wasn't hitting on Horace Grant. I would even go as far as to say he wasn't touching him. And Dennis Robinson knew kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can talk. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to Spurs, but you spewing words from a distance. You feel me? You're not getting in Dennis Rodman's face. You're not getting in Horace Grant.
Fact. I don't think he would fuck with Scotty. I was saying this to Kendra the other day. I really think that for a long time, people have played Scotty as like this very passive nigga. It kind of like gave like Jordan like the really aggressive like side. But after watching a little bit of film, you know what I'm saying, watching like in the doc, like actually watching after the plays and shit like that, like during the game, that nigga Scotty was talking. That nigga Scotty was giving niggas a look like you're a bitch. Like I'm Scottie Pippen. Like y'all, you don't realize who this is.
Like Scotty's a dog, bro.
That nigga Scotty was cutting up, bro. And I think that's the other thing that really was new to me. Because I always thought Scotty was a hooper, you know what I'm saying? But like I always felt like he kind of had that lower, you know what I'm saying, that lower status. But I feel like after this, a lot of people have realized that Scotty's up there. He like top 25 all time. He hooper.
25 is high.
Top 25, Scotty?
He was so underpaid the way that he was. And I think that caught everybody off guard because you're thinking like Jordan and Pippen, like them boys like top 2, but Jordan's on his way up there. And then Pippen's like the bottom tier. And it's like you got all these niggas up above Pippen, but Pippen is like the second leading scorer and rebounding and assists and things like that.
That's Scotty's fault. He shouldn't have signed that. Should not have signed that. And he can't.
He just trying to get his people out.
He can't. Listen, bro. He shouldn't have signed that. And he can't blame it on his people's being broke or whatever the case it may be, because y'all was broke before. You telling me you couldn't live off of however much money y'all was making at that time was was making like $2 million a year, something like that, something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
You telling me before y'all was living off of nothing, and now you can't live off of $2 million a year. So don't blame it on your family. Your dumb behind should not have signed that.
It was a horrible deal. I see it from both standpoints. Like the Bulls, everybody else side is like, bro, you really shouldn't have signed it. Like niggas told you like don't like. They blatantly said like, I probably wouldn't sign this if I was you. And his standpoint of, you know what I'm saying, like at the time, like I'm just thinking, I need to get people out. You know what I'm saying? You really probably should have been able to live at $2 million, but at the same time, you're thinking about like now, like you're trying to splurge yourself a little bit. So I see it from both standpoints, but really, that nigga Scotty shouldn't have signed that shit. 7 mil. I mean, 7 years, 18 million.
The nigga that gave him the contract said, "Hey, don't sign this." Like what?
Yes, sir, Bassa.
like Brax, if you about to hit a girl and she tell you she got herpes, you gonna hit? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If I tell you not to sign it, why would you still sign it? Who fault that is at that point?
Yours.
Like I said, he's just trying to get people out the mud, you know. Coming from the type of household he in.
You can get your people out the mud with $2 million. Especially back then. Especially back then. That was what, 91? You can get your people out the mud with $2 million.
Probably. Did you think that okay, so before Phil, I mean, while Phil, we're waiting for Phil to get back in because I guess his Wi-Fi timed out. So we always had the debate about Michael creating a super team. Do you think that people are finally gonna put that to rest, understanding that like Michael basically had a super team? Like niggas don't look at, you know what I'm saying, like just like I said before, like niggas don't view Scotty in the same light as they really should. They don't really view, until this documentary, I want to say, Dennis Rodman in the way you should. Like, those are both in their respective categories, probably top 15 players in their roles, like in their position. How's that not super team?
The only argument I would make is Jordan didn't create the super team. Like Jerry Krause did. He brought pieces to help Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas the argument could be made that LeBron went to a super team and brought people with him, or KD went to a super team. Jordan didn't technically create the super team. He wasn't like, hey, I'm going to go with Scotty at. I'm going to go with Dennis at. You know what I'm saying? He kind of was just put in the right situation.
Jordan was already there.
But
right.
It's the perspective of you can't win without superstars.
No, you're not wrong. I'm just saying that's the only thing I would say in Jordan's defense, that he didn't like create himself. He was there, and they gave him pieces to be who he is.
The question I just asked Phil was about putting to rest the idea that Jordan never played with a super team.
Okay, I agree with KJ. I just heard what KJ said, the back end of it. I agree. 100%. I think, so I have a question with that. Do you think, so Jordan didn't go to super team, right? Mm-hmm. LeBron did, KD did, but does it change the conversation of super teams with Jordan because people came to the Bull play with, right? So he necessarily, for the sake of arguing, he didn't like call people and like, yo, team Avengers, like team up. But he was like, it's my Jordan, I'm trying to win a championship. This man is constantly winning. So does that change the conversation of how we look at Jordan any? Like in favor of him, against him?
I don't want to, because I always felt like, in my opinion, I never took that away from anybody. Even when the Warriors did, I feel like this man, you know what I'm saying, calling KD, like, you know, stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, if you're going to come to a team, you're going to join a team, that's how basketball works. Like that's how it's always worked. I just didn't like the perspective that people keep talking about people keep building these super teams. When niggas had super teams, those are super teams. Yeah. Like you got 3-4 Hall of Famers on one team. That is a fucking super team.
Yes. Absolutely. But like you said, that's how basketball works. You always gonna pick super teams or the best. Even when you playing pickup, you don't be picking the garbage niggas up.
You gonna try to have that super team.
If you're up next and then the boy team just lost, but he dropped 12 of the 16 points, I want him. I want him.
Hey, I got a quick question. I got a quick question just because you said pickup teams. So you know when you about to play pickup, right? You shoot for cap. Were you ever the person that be Cap, or were you the person that be picked?
Earlier in life, I couldn't shoot. So I was the person who got picked. But like later on, once I started getting my shot right, I always wanted to get the ball first so I can go ahead and pick my team.
Man, I don't want to be Cap, bro.
So it depends on who I'm around. It depends on who I'm around.
Okay.
Like if I'm around some beastie players and I know I'm like low tier, I'm definitely gonna shoot for captain just so I have a definite spot.
And then not trying to be, I gotta get off.
Like not leaving me in the bench.
Listen, I might not do nothing that whole game, but as long as I'm there and they're carrying me, I'll take that.
Hey, bro, even the 15th man on the bench, 12th man on the bench got a ring, so that's all that matters.
Look at James Jones.
Other day it was a conversation me and KJ were kind of having. I guess it kind of stemmed off of us watching. Which episode was it? Like 4, some episode 4, whatever they talked about actual Air Jordans. What are the worst Jordans hooping? What are the best ones?
Coming from a sneakerhead Phil, absolute worst Jordans of hooping for me and my for that ones. So Jordan was talking about his feet be bleeding and stuff. Yeah, that's me. My favorite to hoop is sevens or not gonna lie, 11s. 7s and 11s are my 7s and 11s are my favorite to hoop in. 7s because that ankle support. 11s just because you gotta look good, but 1s are the worst.
When me and DJ had this conversation, I told him 11s is probably the best of hooping, only because you right 7s you got ankle support, but 7s you don't got no foot support. So you may have support around your ankles, but your foot's still moving. The 11's probably the best built to actually like be able to cut, plant, jump, all that.
Cool.
And still be lightweight because the 5's mad bulky. 12's mad bulky. Ooh.
Ooh.
I actually hooped in 4s before, and I was like I could do it, but I could see why Jordan wouldn't like use that as like a guarantee, like his go-to shoe.
Yeah.
Say with the 11s, 7s, I definitely go with those, and like the 1s are. I mean, you can tighten up the 1s as tight as you can, but you're still not going to get nothing out of it. Like your foot's still going to be hurting at the end of the day.
Craziest part about that is that I used to hoop in dunks, but I cannot hoop in 1s. I don't know why. It's such a strange, actual dunks. Like, I can't hoop in 1s. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
So, like SB dunks?
Mm-hmm.
High top SBs.
You are a
Whose
different
man's is this?
Bro, I got pictures of myself hooping as a youngin in the SBs. Just
that boy said high tops.
No, get buckets. That's all that matters.
Get buckets. As I'm saying, get buckets.
Get buckets. Get buckets.
By any means necessary.
Please.
So I know for me personally, watching the doc, I don't know why, because I wouldn't have been alive. I don't think any of us would have been alive. So learning about Jordan, what really happened to his dad, wild.
Wild.
I don't know if did that take anybody else back?
Wild.
I thought he died from diabetes or something like that. I thought because of natural causes. I did not know all that.
I had no idea. It was
Bro,
that. People always talk about him. His dad, his dad he kept killing his dad off. I didn't know that shit really could have been possible. I don't think that's what happened, but damn.
Yeah. He pulled over to sleep and some 18. Can you imagine 18, bro? Some 18-year-olds was like, "What up, this man, and take his stuff." You feel me? And then what really upset me is the conspiracy theories. Jordan's gambling debt led 18-year-olds to go off his dad in Fayetteville. Really? That's your story? That's the 9 o'clock news? That's the 9 o'clock news? All right, word. Okay.
Niggas trying to sell anything. When I first heard it, I thought it was in Chicago, and Like when they was talking, I could have sworn it was in Chicago, and they was talking about North Carolina. I was like, that shit's even more wild. Some 90s teenagers just offing niggas in North Carolina. What is going on?
I don't think that's as wild as you think it is. It sounds about right, especially when they said they threw him in the river. Sound about right.
Bro, no, not river, KJ, creek.
That's country nigga stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's sound about right. Only a country nigga will throw you in the creek, not knowing that you're going to resurface, because creeks ain't but so shallow.
Can you
like 2 buckets of water?
Thanks. Can you imagine first day in jail, prison, whatever? You saying, hey, bro, what you in for? Kill MJ.
That is just so wild, bro. And then like the fact like
he was like a god at that point too, and then niggas like you could, especially after like MJ had retired, people blaming you now.
Facts.
Then looking more into it and finding like I think they shot like a music video or something with the car that they took. Like niggas is wilding, bro. Niggas is wilding. Niggas just doing shit just to do it, B.
For the Joe Exotic.
Who was one he caught?
Because I'm recording.
Someone pulled the Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin type thing.
Carol Baskin killed her husband. Whack.
Are you laughing?
That's exactly how that went.
So about the book or whatever that came out, so talking about MJ gambling and shit.
Yeah.
Do y'all think it was Horace?
I think it was worse.
Horace. Who do you think was the snitch in the team?
Horace. Yes.
Why?
Because he looked guilty when they showed us.
You're not wrong.
Why couldn't it be BJ?
I think it's BJ.
You think it's B and then BJ tried to with the Hornets?
Yeah. BJ, the smallest nigga on the team, when they played the Hornets, he thought he was that guy. He's like, I gotta be Jordan.
So he's
like, and then after he beat them, it was like game over ever since then. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Horace might have did it. Horace might not have.
I think it was BJ only because BJ looked mad sneaky. Like, I don't know. Him and Isaiah Thomas for some reason look super sneaky. Every time they talk, I'm like, why y'all always smiling? Stop smiling.
Do you think now that KJ mentioned the legend, the GOAT,
I was just
Isaiah
gonna say
Thomas, do you think that MJ just has a problem with niggas? Like
yeah.
He just has like a defined problem like with niggas, and he'll never let it go, and that kind of ruins a lot of people's reputations.
He plays.
He has a problem with himself.
Michael Jordan is the reason Isaiah Thomas wasn't on the Dream Team. Like, can you imagine having the power to just be like, he's not on the team, and everyone's like, okay, cool, yeah, bet, cool. I ain't like him anyway. He ain't even that good. I don't like him.
Like he was the god. Like he's that bully. He's that bully in high school, and if somebody says something like, "Hey, take that guy money," because it's Michael Jordan, and if you don't do it, then there's repercussions you have to deal with.
But the crazy thing is, he had like respect for his game because he called him the second best point guard behind Magic.
Yeah, I mean, you can respect somebody. Don't mean fuck with them.
I mean, yeah, you are absolutely correct.
I think it's crazy because if you look at the similarity, Mike really copied a lot from Isaiah. That nigga really hurt his feelings by not shaking his hand at the end of that game. Like, really, really hurt his feelings. Like, deep down, that nigga to this day still don't like you. Like, imagine a nigga 30 years later don't like you over a handshake, bro.
It's 30 years, yeah.
Look at it like, but Bill Laimbeer started it. So what if Bill Laimbeer wasn't on the team? And all that would have flipped around. Because Bill Laimbeer, he was like, no, I'm not dapping the dudes up. So Isaiah was like, all right, well.
I bet.
So, like, just picture if Bill Laimbeer wasn't a part of it. That would have switched everything around.
So I'm going to ask this. If you Isaiah Thomas or any on the Bad Boys Pistons and your teammate was like, I ain't dapping these niggas up. Let's ride. Are you riding with him or are you going to dap them up?
I'm riding with them. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Cowboy
So I can't. So no. So what I'm
Definitely
saying,
ride with him.
what I'm saying is, I can't blame Ed Thomas, because if my guy is like, nah, I'm going straight to the locker room, I'm gonna be like, bet, cool,
I'm going
like,
to locker room too.
yeah.
My thing,
Playoffs though, like the first what's going on the Warriors. First is the Warriors and the Cavs was playing. Like that, like game 2, they just go to their respective locker rooms. Like they don't be dapping each other up like after every game. So
they do just be
But
going to their respective rooms.
I mean, but after you in the, I want to look at you in the eye and be, yeah, you're going home. If you rob me of that, you're robbing me of part of my experience. So I understand why MJ is like, I want you to acknowledge I'm the GOAT. I want you to acknowledge I'm better than all of you combined. Like,
Did you see how petty Mike was when after that game he wore a 3-peat shirt?
yes. Yes.
Okay.
This man is a psychopath. And that's like, what game was it? After BJ Armstrong went crazy with the Charlotte Hornets, and he's
that was
in the locker room with the cigar, twirling the bat. I'm like,
cousin ready to haze.
I'm like, I'm sitting like, this man is a psychopath.
He had looked like an evil villain, like the Joker or something. And like he was just talking trash. You know how that scene in the Batman movie where Bane is just like beating Batman up right before he breaks his back, and he's just talking trash the whole time, like calmly.
He's like you merely adopted the darkness. I was born here. Breaks back. Now you're forever going home.
Mike was like, oh, you scored a couple points. I've been scoring.
Cute. Bro, the ability to say, you know what? Buddy scored 36 in the game. I'll have that by halftime. And get 36 halftime?
Yeah. He was determined.
I won't talk about that. Buddy scored 37, and he said, I'm going to score that much by halftime. And he scored 36. Do you think being Mike is crazy? You think that eats him up that he didn't get that 1 point?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you if you see Michael Jordan on the street and you like 36 instead of 37, he'll fight you right there.
I ain't gonna lie, Mike don't want this problem.
He might bet you. He might bet you.
With them goddamn E&J eyeballs, he can't see me.
Mike moving a little too slow nowadays.
But now I do got like 2 more questions. Do you think that do you think that Mike, so understanding like the whole little part where he had cried at the end of the episode or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that even though he is a winner, you know what I'm saying, known as the GOAT, that all the years down, like all the way now till now, that kind of affects his mental? Like that a lot of people really don't like him. So a lot of people see like history differently than he does. And kind of like view him in like a negative light because of like the way he went about winning?
No. And I'll say this, no. The only reason I say no is because he didn't care during it. And I think now it's like, I did what I had to do to get here. I win. I'm a winner, right? I have this shoe brand. Y'all still rocking with the shoe brand. My team, so even the Bulls will say it like, yeah, Mike was an asshole with, but he was, what I'm saying, he pushed us, he motivated us, where we need to be. So I think as long as his circle, because he'll always, like, even with the controversies about his pop, right? It was always like, it was for my family, it was never my close circle saying it. So I never cared. It was always, damn, y'all trying to say something else. So I think as long as, the people who know him and the people who play with him are cool, he's which is, I think, ultimately why he did the doc anyway, because like, y'all want to know this, but I don't feel obligated to do it. I'm doing it because, that was history. And now I want to share it with you, me trying to explain or justify anything I did.
Facts. Braxton, come on.
I think he cried from like, not to make a joke out of it, but like he cried like from like some Tyrese type, like, what more do you want from me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I did everything y'all asked of me and more. Y'all literally hated me. Told me I killed my daddy just to call me the GOAT. Now to tear me back down to say I became the GOAT the wrong way. I feel like he was kind of at the point where he was like, bro, I can't win from y'all. Like, I cannot get a win.
Yeah.
So he kind of just felt overwhelmed, and that's why he cried. And I think that's why he was like, oh, we got to take a break. Because if you realize he cried, I was like, all right, take a break. And they like cut the camera. Because I don't even think he knew it was about to come. You ever had one of them cries where you was like, God dang, oh, what? Cutting onions. Like, just randomly.
Yeah.
True.
It was like a lot of emotion, and like, I mean, he did all he could, and he thought he was doing what he was supposed to, like make sure everyone try to be up to his level, and then things like that, and how they would describe him is like, just like what you said. What more do you want from me?
Yeah.
Like, got 6 rings. He did all he could do, and I guess it was just the emotion and all that took over at that moment. So he had to go ahead and start it back over.
Yeah.
Like he turned people that nobody would never know into like high profile like people in society. Like, who is Bill Wellington? Cuz had like 6 bills on that team. There was like 6 bills on that team, and I don't know none of them.
Facts. Well,
I got a question, DJ. Before you ask your last one, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Do y'all think you have to tap into a certain, because we called Mike a psychopath like 3 times on this thing, but like, do y'all think y'all have to tap into like a certain mindset in order to be a great?
Yes. You have to not care about anything else. You have to win. You have to win at whatever cost. What cost. I even think of like LeBron when he wants to play, right? You have to like be like, I don't buy anything else. I don't care if the other people on the court with me. I want to win. I'm gonna go win.
But what about like taking away from basketball for a minute? Do you think a Tom Brady is like that?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Seen a lot of y'all want to be like Manifest out here, and I respect it, but rather than collab, y'all would rather compete. And I hate to say it, man, you know, my boys did it first, shoot, but, you know, rather than trying to make everything a competition, who the best, man, let's collab instead of compete, man. Young Whack, man, I'm telling you, most powerful entities in the world made it teams. Everybody want to be every man for themselves, man. Hey, get used to last place then.
And we're back.
Big back.
Thomas Brady, though.
Brady. I think for the sake of the question that was asked, I think it's different in football. Because football, one man cannot do it by himself. In basketball, Jordan can rebound and score, etc. Right? Football, you can't. So even if Tom Brady goes psycho, right, and if receiver, if that lineman, if that lineman, if that offensive line, if that running back, if that tight end is not doing what they're supposed to do, and Tom Brady will be buns. You know what I'm saying? So to say like Tom Brady has that, and I'm willing to say yeah for the sake of how great it is, but I don't think we can gauge it the same as like a Jordan because Ben didn't need someone to help him ball. You feel me? Tom Brady has to have someone catch unless he turns into Lamar Jackson in that one video and throws it and catch him. So
I agree to an extent because you said in football one person can't win, but the quarterback might be the only position in football that he probably could win the game by himself. And I'm gonna give an example. Cam Newton, that 2015 season, his MVP season when they went to the Super Bowl and then got bust. I think it was rigged, but that's another conversation for another time. But Cam Newton, that season when it was killing everybody, Cam went into when they would be down going into the last drive. You could visibly see Cam go into it was a switch. You see him go into a different mode where he was like, I'm not about to lose. We're going to win by all costs. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. Like, there's that one meme of Cam when he's like
goat meme.
Yeah.
He literally went like, and then I remember watching that game. I remember seeing him do that face. And when he did that joke, I was like, oh, Lord. And then watch him win, like right after. So, like, I feel like I said, I agree with you because football, you can't really win with one person. But the quarterback can make that switch to be that change. And I feel like you do kind of have to be a little psychopathic to be great.
Right.
A little bit.
Henry, will we really know? Will we really know?
Do you think that that some like LeBron? Let's go with LeBron because people always say that LeBron is you know what I'm saying, the closest comparison to Jordan. You know what I'm saying? We have Kobe, but Kobe's like a carbon copy. Do you think that LeBron lacks that psychotic factor to really, you know what I'm saying, be able to drive to that next level? You know what I'm saying, really go to like where he could be. Like we all know LeBron's an amazing player. Incredible. This was since he got into the league. But does he lack that next psychotic level to really be able to like break into like a Jordan status of where winning is really win at all costs?
I don't think he lacks that ability to do it because like Phil said, even in like his Miami days, even when they were winning, he went into, you know, that 0 dark 30 or whatever he calls it or whatever. Even when like the Miami days when he was winning, he went into like a mode where it was like you could tell LeBron is completely focused. Or when he was on the Cavs and they beat the Celtics in that finals game when he played all 40-something minutes, you literally could tell like you had to be switched on. You could see it in LeBron's face while he was playing. Or again, I'm gonna say another meme. When LeBron was like bent over and he was like this, he switched.
Yeah.
I feel like he got it. I just feel like he doesn't want to have it 24/7 like Michael. LeBron he'd rather be a good person than a winner. You can follow him for
like,
that.
I feel so. Just to add on to KJ, the block, Iguodala, that switch flip. But I feel like LeBron is the kind of person who's like, you know what I'm saying, I would rather win a team than win by myself. You know what I'm saying? I got win by myself and my team's not necessarily involved, then you know, let me get Wade involved. Let me get Kyrie and K-Love involved. You feel me? Let me get Haslam and Chalmers involved. Let me make sure C-Bosh is getting such a instead of like Jordan who's like, nah, put the ball in my hand and I'm gonna get it done. He has those moments. Obviously, he got 3 rings, right? But I think to KJ's point, it's like it's just not there all the time. He wants to be a good person rather than be seen, you know what I'm saying, villain on the court that one. Or the scary guy, I guess, say on the court that one.
Yeah.
We're dealing with social media. Back then it wasn't that really much social media. So it was so Jordan could do whatever. Now if we just see if we just see LeBron, he's capable of doing it, but he's not going to do that because he's a overall team player. Think of it that way. He's going to make sure everybody get theirs in some sort of way. But I mean, he's going to make sure that he have his as well. But he's not going to take over in like the second quarter. He's going to take over when need be.
Facts.
Since Phil brought it up, what do y'all think is a better play? LeBron's block or Jordan's steal? Because before Jordan's last shot, he stole it to get to that shot. So, what's a better defensive play?
I'll say, and for Caesars, don't hang me. I think LeBron's block because LeBron had to hawk Iguodala down full court. LeBron had to hawk in full court, 3-point stance, gunfire, get down the court and block it.
Like whole track star type took off.
Yeah.
Definitely would say that.
Because that was definitely a game changer.
Yeah. I mean, they both were game changers. And they both kind of got bailed out because Steve Kerr took the winning shot and then Kyrie took that little dagger shot. So they both kind of got bailed out on the offensive side of the ball. But defensively, I feel like LeBron's block was better than Jordan's steal.
Yeah.
That what if LeBron didn't?
That's game. Go home.
And like his whole career would have like turned just that way.
Thanks.
Every time you see LeBron highlight, you always see that block. You don't necessarily see that steal that Jordan made.
That's true. That's very true. Every time there's a finals little collage of like finals, any finals, they do like highlights of just finals in the past. They always throw that block.
Yeah,
that block in there. Always throw that block in there. But you know who I realized is a GOAT? Well, he's not a GOAT, but he's like definitely Hall of Fame just from looking at the documentary.
Who? Steve Kerr?
With the Bulls. You got 2 with the Spurs.
Definitely Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The Warriors too.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr, but I would have never thought that like he would have earned 3 rings with them boys. So it's like, and if you really didn't know about Steve Kerr prior to you documentary, and you saw how he was like a shooter, pure shooter, and like he won rings with Jordan, played with Jordan, and then he won. But they didn't specify that, but the rings that he won with the Spurs too, and it's like, like he really did a lot.
I think it's more fascinating that Kerr chose to be the type of coach that he is, like a lenient coach, being as he was coached by Popovich, who we all know is not a lenient coach.
No nonsense.
And then played with Michael, who was also no nonsense. And he chose to take the route of, I'm going to be a lenient coach and my players going to have fun and do the Harlem Shake after they take threes from 40 feet out. You know?
Facts. I think that's a result of seeing the different, chemistry that creates on a team. And especially with him being, like kind of like his biggest point being a shooter and having niggas that are shooters. You know what I'm saying? I think like what he focused on in the doc was that how much, it bothered him when he did miss a shot. Just because he knew like the weight of the world, you know what I'm saying? The weight of Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying, being like, damn, like this nigga sucks. He missed one shot. So like I think he kind of like took that and was like, I'm not gonna put that on other people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll have these niggas shoot as much as possible. Just shoot. Get the ball and shoot.
Thanks.
Whatever fucking happens, but you gotta shoot it.
You're a shooter. Shoot the ball.
I still
Green light.
inside edition Steve Kerr, bro. I mean, inside NBA, Steve Kerr though.
I do too. And next you know, this man coaching the Warriors.
Facts.
Crazy.
Do you guys think that if you know they run it back one more time for year 7, they win a 7th one? Or, I mean, not year 7, but yeah, they win a 7th one.
Would they have run into the Jazz again?
Jazz, Spurs.
But then, so they wouldn't have had Kerr anymore, right?
Went to the Spurs. Did Kerr went to the Spurs that year, or that was when they both went to the Trailblazers?
If they would run it back for a
Never played together.
If they would run it back and try to win a 7th one, I think that's Kerr probably would have still been on the team. Like they would have found a way, but then probably not because by that time he had gained weight. Like as far as like,
I think him and Pippen went to the Trailblazers that very next year.
I think that is what happened. I don't know. I don't think so. Let's say
that boy Mike knew his time was up. He was like, "I'm gonna get out of here while the getting's good."
Tough one there. I don't think so because Gary Payton would have had it out for him.
Oh yeah,
Gary Payton would have had it out for him. He waited to the last minute to figure out how to like stop him. They'd have went back another year, and they would have ran up into Gary Payton and them. Gary Payton definitely would have like.
Did y'all see how hard Mike laughed at the thought of Gary Payton guarding him? He was like, "The glove."
With the glove. That was like a deep belly laugh. Like this man was
geeking.
Genuinely amused that this man was like, I could have gotten him. I would have had him. Nah.
The glove.
Again, that's just
his name is Gary. I should be intimidated.
No.
I never said his name is Gary. Do y'all believe the Pizzagate? Do you believe that it really was pizza, or are we gonna stick with what we've always thought? This nigga's hungover.
I think it's hungover. I think I'm just for the sake of what I knew before watching, and just for the sake of the flu game 12. He was hungover. He was sick, flu. I'm not believing it was. I don't even remember what brand of pizza, like what like delivery or whatever. But I refuse to believe it was DiGiorno's pizza that took this man.
If it was Domino's in the '90s, I totally believe
it. This man had meat lovers.
Domino's was trash until about 6 years ago, so I totally believe it.
Facts. Switched up the crust. Yeah.
That was a game changer, bro.
They needed that. Yeah, they definitely needed that.
I think it was pizza, bro. Only because them games, they don't really start playing until like 7, 8. You think he was hungover still at 8 o'clock?
Knowing it's his last one. This was before. No. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I've been hungover at 7 o'clock, like after the night before at 7 o'clock at night. I've been there. So.
Never in my life, and I do not want to go there.
That's a whole day.
That's a whole day, bro. Like you are sick.
I never had alcohol poisoning.
Bro, you are sick all of sunlight.
Alcohol poisoning put your ass down. Alcohol poisoning have you exactly acting how Mike was in that when his arms was like this and he came out from that dunk. I was like, that nigga hungover. Only part I still was questioning was when they said 5 niggas came with the pizza. And I was like, them boys set you up.
Okie doke.
This about to rob you.
And now, like present day, when Westbrook got into it with the team with Utah, when he was in Utah. I mean, when Jordan was playing, like Utah's a ruthless crowd.
Yeah.
Back like when Boston, you think Boston is a ruthless crowd? Definitely had some ruthless country folk too.
They got nothing else to do. There's nothing else there. So all they got is basketball. Ain't nothing but basketball and Mormons.
No cap. No cap. I don't know, man. I do think, I feel like he would combo up both, bro. That nigga Mike.
You think it was pizza and hungover?
Yeah, I definitely feel like he was drinking. Like I feel like when you talk so much because you know you're lying, like you try to add like extra details so you know you're lying. Niggas have mad details, bro. I wouldn't get him any details. You know what I'm saying? Like if I wasn't trying to get away from drinking, like niggas gave us at exactly 9:23.
They did have more details.
Yeah.
Did you see
all the people in the room? Like
did you see the piece every guy said this was, and I quote, crap? That man was like, "Don't put that on me. Don't put nothing on me. I don't want none of that smoke. I don't want none of the heat on me."
That nigga was like 25 years later. The nigga still trying to get my fucking pizza bread.
What?
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
25 years later, and I'm still getting slandered about a pizza.
That man probably own a Domino's right now.
He's the reason the crust changed.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Phil, bro, because Phil's that guy.
I am. Thank you.
The other one, but
okay.
They didn't give us a
Y'all feel like Phil wanted to be there another year?
No.
Bro,
I feel like nobody liked Jerry Krause. Like no one.
I don't.
Tony Kukoc was even mad that he brought him there. He didn't look happy in none of the interviews. Kukoc was like this.
And then Kukoc still mad to this day. He's still confused. Like
still upset. He was like, "Bro, why you bring me here?"
That nigga would rather be in the third world country than hooping.
When did Phil start back coaching?
After that?
He went straight to the Lakers, isn't it?
I was about to say, straight with the beam.
He went straight to the Lakers and then left the Lakers and was coaching with the Knicks for a little bit.
4 years.
Pimping to Kobe and Shaq.
The Knicks were some terrible years.
Yeah, the Knicks definitely was a terrible year.
Terrible,
but like,
terrible years.
Like that 2-man combo.
Yeah.
The Knicks.
Wow.
Melo was playing with the Knicks then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why he left. He was like, it's either me or Melo.
He's like, this nigga is not Michael.
No.
He is not Kobe.
This man here do not want to win. He want money. He don't want to win.
He went from Jordan Pippen, the Kobe and Shaq, to to Melo and Stoudemire.
Yeah.
Stoudemire.
J.R. Smith.
The best player was Jeremy Lin.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to Jeremy Lin jersey just because them days were going crazy.
Bro, he was balling for a smooth 3 days.
Yeah, game.
Bro, he put Harvard on the map.
He had a fire week, bro.
He put Harvard hoops on the map.
Best 10-day contract.
And he got a ring before Melo.
Facts.
And he got a ring before Melo.
And CP3.
Hey, man. Hey, hot take. Jeremy Lin's a GOAT.
He got one of them things. You gonna say he got one of them things.
Yeah, he's still in the league.
I had one more. Damn, I can't remember what it was now. Oh, why do y'all think that the Charlotte Hornets are so ass? Why
to the day?
Yeah, like why are they like?
I think because here's my conspiracy theory. All right, hear me out. Anybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right, hear me. I think Michael Jordan is still upset that B.J. Armstrong dropped them books on him, so he bought the Hornets and said, "Y'all will never win."
Mad about that one point. No
He
sense.
said, "Y'all will never win." I'll take.
I agree.
Yeah, them boy really are garbage. Like,
Yeah,
terrible.
for real.
In that LeBron, I mean not LeBron. Dang, Michael is like the head man. You would think people would want to play like under him.
No.
You would want to bring people in, but it's like no, that's definitely not the case. You either gonna get traded there, or either you're just gonna get paid good enough
Fact.
home to play there.
Facts. I mean, I'm thinking of Tony Parker, who like left the Spurs, and they were like, "If you come play for us, we'll still give you a check." He was like, "Yeah, okay."
check's cool.
Teams you could have went to.
Fact.
Out of all teams you could have went to, you decided to go to the Hornets.
Hey, bro, they could have got some pieces to build around Kimba and was just like, yeah, nah, we're gonna give Kimba up.
Yeah, we don't really like Kemba. Go ahead. And now he cooking in Boston.
Bro, that's the craziest. Probably not the craziest deal, but that's the craziest deal. Like, niggas really traded Kimba. Wasn't it Terry Rozier?
Yeah, scary
Niggas
Terry.
straight up trade like that's equal.
I'll have his banner raised in Charlotte.
Yeah,
Mike's still there.
Kemba brought Charlotte to life, and then Charlotte died.
Niggas need to go back to the Bobcats.
Disrespectful.
It was alright when there's the Bobcats. They really have lost like hella pieces. Like I don't feel like nobody.
Drop down.
It's them and the Cavs. Definitely like the worst teams in the league as far as like having niggas with potential and then just fucking it up. Just nothing.
Have a terrible, bro. How they get a lottery pick 3 years in a row and still be terrible?
Bro.
Terrible.
Fucking horrible.
And LeBron took the Cavs to the daggone finals at 22. But that's all I got. You got anything else, DJ?
I was trying to think of something else. I was about to bring in Reggie Miller, but nobody wants to talk about Reggie Miller.
Stick to commentating. I mean, you're a shooter, but
Reggie Miller let me down in this shit, but I could always swear he was a big shit talker. That boy.
He was visibly salty. Still to this day.
Same. I would be too, nigga. If I got son.
that man said there were rumors that this was Jordan's last better mess up his three. I was like, as soon as I was like, that's why you got cooked. I was like, sit down.
Got cooked.
You see Jordan, you know Jordan's gonna bring that up.
No cap.
Sometimes
Jordan, am I the only one that kind of could tell this man don't got no friends?
BJ Armstrong.
They said personal assistant / best friend. Bro.
I peeped that.
Bro.
That's kind of what I was getting towards earlier, bro. Like he got like, as far as like friends, don't got no friends. His sons, they don't seem like they that fucking close. His family was not interviewed in the doc at all. Did anybody else notice that? Niggas couldn't even buy a spot.
wasn't his daughter in for like one snippet?
Like, I didn't even know he had a daughter. I was confused.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You teaching me something right now. I did not know he had a daughter.
Like, I didn't know he had a daughter.
They had sketchers. They had sketchers. Yeah, 3 daughters?
He has an older daughter with his first wife, and then he has 2 younger ones, like 4 and 6.
It's today years when I learned that.
Today years old.
Today years old. Bro, Jordan was like, y'all have contributed nothing to society. No wins. You're not my dog.
No.
You're not my children.
I think his daughter was like on some type of live or something like that, and they must have had Skechers. It must have saw that, and like she said that Jordan told them like burn them shits or throw them away, something like that. I saw it on like Twitter.
You telling me his daughter was the girl that was giving head with the sketches on?
Amber Cole.
Hey, breaking news! Breaking news!
Breaking news.
I remember whenever it was like viral on Twitter that his son had to go through the sneaker app to get some damn Jordans. Like,
Yeah, I remember
He's
that.
gonna fuck these kids.
Like that show pops, and you
Nigga,
got
your name. Nigga, that's your name. Your name is on the shoe.
This is technically this is yours. Some this has some.
Like, this is
Put
yours.
it, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it the easy way. Put it for that raffle, and then
Bro,
you're just gonna hope.
Why do I feel like when Jordan passes, like all of his money's gonna go to like Phil Jackson's kids or something? He's like, no kids aren't gonna get anything.
That's a disgrace.
All the shares of Jordan Brand will be going to Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
It's gonna go to his personal assistant / best friend.
Do you think post doc and now like with like the passing of Kobe that Jordan is gonna try to be like a little bit more prevalent in like society? You know what I'm saying? Maybe open up his own academy. You know, no.
I think the only reason I think he will change a little bit is his memorial speech to Kobe. He said it. He realized now you gotta appreciate people while you have them. So I'm going to open up an academy, but I think you'll start seeing him more.
I see where you're coming from, Phil. I just think Jordan got too much pride. No, but like think about it. Because we all know people like this, and we all can be like this sometimes, where we know we wrong, but we've been so strongly believing that we were right for so long that once we find out that we're wrong, we're not just gonna be like, all right, I'm wrong. We just gonna be quiet, like
Right.
not admit that we're wrong, but just be like.
Jordan's gonna be that guy that like walks in the club and it's like, hey everybody, and everybody's like, why are you here? And he's like, okay, I tried. I'm going home.
News got me fucked up.
Like do no academy or nothing like that, but you might start seeing him a little bit more in that though.
I did have
Brax, to your point, would you want to see Jordan more? Like, let's be like, would y'all want to hear Jordan speak? He's not like a compelling speaker. So like, if he just started showing his face more, would y'all be like, oh, Jordan?
Kobe used to do what Kobe used to do with the detail on ESPN Plus. I would like to see that detail thing. I would be curious to see like how he would do with that.
I feel like if Michael Jordan were to do like the detail, it would just be a roast. Like I would have cut.
That's why I would want to see it. That's why
I would have cut that. I would have shot that. I would have made that shot.
Like, because Kobe actually like studied the game. Jordan kind of was just like a freak athlete and like a competitor. So I don't think he really could teach nobody nothing as far as the detail joint.
But he wanted to stay in the corner and be selfish.
Right.
high key. That was one of the parts I noticed about the doc. I don't think this nigga really know basketball as well as we think he know basketball. I think he really is just like it just comes naturally. Like whenever he's talking about the dude in Utah and like the push off, the legendary push off, you know what I'm saying? What you call it? He was like, I knew he was gonna move like that because he was up on his toes. I'm like, that's how you play defense. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Like that's literally like I knew I was gonna be able to shift him because he was playing great defense. What are you talking about, Jordan?
I'm gonna say
it's trash. Right. The defense was trash because he was running with it. Like he didn't slide his feet or nothing to drop. He literally ran with him, and then that's when Jordan pushed off, and then got the shot off. I think if he had slide his feet, he'd have had it.
So me personally, I'm a 2-time intramural champion, right, in basketball.
This man gonna have the banner up.
Right. I'm a two-time intramural champion. I'm actually a two-sport athlete. Even I know that. Like, you're on your toes to play defense. You feel me? I truly don't think Jordan knows how to read the game. He just knows people's tendencies, and he's a freak athlete. So it's like, I will beat you because I know what you will do. That's coming from expertise, my opinion.
And your expertise, right? And he is a freak athlete. Like you said, freak athlete. So like you have to put emphasis on that. Freak athletes can adjust to certain things differently.
Yeah.
So if you're playing defense on me this way, I don't have to study that you're playing defense on me this way. I just know I'm more athletic to beat you this other way. Like when Rodman was talking about studying how the ball bounces off the backboard or whatever to get a rebound, and he was like, boing, swish, cha-choing, king, ting, boom. I was like, but it made sense for some reason.
Yeah. I'll say this. And correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't know about Jordan watching a lot of film. I didn't hear them mentioning Jordan in a lot of film sessions. So that just lets me know, like, was he really studying, or was he just like, let me just continue to be a freak athlete so I can dominate whoever gets in my way?
Yeah,
exactly what he was doing.
That's what I'll say it is. I feel like he has like a very primitive way. I don't want to say primitive way of even playing basketball. Like he just has like a primitive way of looking at the game. Like he looks at like people, like basically what KJ said, like tendencies, way more tendencies, and like how you operate as a person over like how you actually play basketball. And I feel like he can just figure that shit out. And that's what, like, more so how he's better than a lot of other players. Like now niggas get real technical. Like he was literally looking at the game as like a 1-to-1. Like that nigga don't like when I put my elbow on him. I'm gonna put my elbow on him. And that's just how it was. But did y'all know? I feel like it's one of the things that like they kind of like cut out of history. Did y'all know that Jordan and them got bounced in '95? Like he came back to the league after baseball and got bounced in the playoffs.
I didn't.
That was one of the things where it's like, is he talking about Bron? Jordan got bounced.
When he came back.
Who did he get? Wasn't it by Shaq? KJ?
Yeah, it was Orlando. It was Orlando.
Yeah, it was
that was when
Shaq and Horace.
That was when he was 45.
Yeah. And it was like 45 and 23. He changed his number, still got smacked.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things, like, you know, niggas erase shit from history, bro. Niggas erase shit from history. But, man, you know, this is really nice. I really appreciate you guys coming on here, you know, talking a little bit about Jordan with us. Any closing remarks?
My closing remarks are, first, appreciate y'all for having me. Second, Jordan's the GOAT. Third, if I had more time like Jordan did, I wouldn't have been the 6-time intramural championship as champion. I just want to put that out there. I myself won a championship in basketball, then switched to football, won a championship, came to basketball. So I would say if I had more time as well, I would also GOAT level. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Okay.
This nigga is hellacious.
Appreciate y'all for having me on here. Jordan is the GOAT. He's definitely better than LeBron. Just like if we're looking at it that way. But I mean, yeah, that's all I gotta say in regards to that.
I appreciate both of you guys for being on. Give your social medias and a couple shout outs to whatever you guys want. Braxton, you can shout out your podcast.
Feel you too.
Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, 3 Keys on the Pod, and follow my Instagram at Life of Brax. And we are also on all social media, 3 Keys in the Pod. Twitter, Brax for great.
Facts. Follow me Twitter and Instagram at _LD7. And also stay on Wise Men Podcast. We're on all platforms. Episodes dropping weekly. So, would it support it? And we're gonna have these guys here on there as well. So stay tuned for some more, more content coming out.
Kennard.
Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what to follow me on.
And I am at _INGINE on Twitter and Instagram. But if you go on my bio, there's a link tree there. You can find all the amazing content that Manifest has to provide. You can join our emails there, our YouTube channel, podcast, our albums. Go to listen to Slightly Toxic, Too Serious for Television. Go check us out. Thank you guys.
Of course, love.
Love. Peace.